Bronson by Bronson. So it's Odessa and Golden Features. Those are the two that make up Bronson.
Two pretty notable figures in the
EDM world,
2010s electronic music scene. It's kind of sad. Like it seems like 2010 EDM, like it had a moment around 2013. It seems like it would be a thing, and just like been flat.
It's like it started up at like 2013, 2014, and then around like because when we went to Hard Summer in 2014, I was like, holy shit, this is actually picking up steam, and then it just kind of went
flatline. Yeah. And now with the death of like concerts and festivals, I think
it's just it's now going back to being an underground thing. So
fuck yes,
which I'm down for because we're hipsters in the heart when it comes to electronic music. Because side rant, when electronic music started to become really popular and festivals are starting getting bigger, you have EDC just becoming a giant thing. I remember when EDC was in the Rose Bowl and people were getting sued, and Deadmau5 was like, I think I saw 45 people just pass out one time in like 2007, 2006.
It was really unregulated. People were super like drugging out.
Yeah, it was really low key, and people were there more for the music part per se. Like that's when you go to underground house music stuff, whatever, and now it's become this thing where it just people go for like the festival part, and the music just became super stagnant, which sucks. So it's for better / for worse in that regard if it starts to get more underground. So anyways, moving on to the music part of this. Bronson, there's some stuff in this I like, there's some stuff in this I don't like.
What did you expect going into this?
I thought it was going to be more hyphy-typhy.
Yeah, I definitely thought this was going to be worse.
And I thought, like, when I saw Odessa and Golden Features, I'm like, okay, this is going to go one of two ways. It's either going to go like Red Album Deadmau5 style, which is the EDM I like a lot, or it's going to go Dylan Francis, like cats are exploding and shitting out rainbows, the craziness. And it definitely did the latter, where I went to like kind of the more chiller style, early 2010s of EDM, where Foundation starts out where it's kind of this instrumental piece that gets you into starting the album. It's about 3 minutes long. It's kind of like a little build thing. It's nothing like spectacular, but it gets you set for it. And then Heart Attack featuring lau.ra, LAU .RA.
Sean, get millennial.
Alright, whatever. .com era.
It's .com bubble.
Sorry. Ooh, yummy. Yeah, let's short that shit, baby.
Yummy for my tummy.
It starts off and it sounds like it's building and building and building. I'm like, oh, here it comes. It's gonna be a stupid like hyphy-typhy drop, and it doesn't. It goes into more of a chill level thing, and it's that song I actually really, really liked. I was shocked by it because the vocals were really good. It sounded like Kiesa vocals almost, where it's more prevalent, but the production was very, very good, and it didn't do anything that was cliche within EDM, which has been happening a lot, but it's more of that chiller wave. And what it reminded me of a lot was Zoo. It reminded me a lot of Ringo's Desert, mainly part 1 other than part 2, but there's a couple songs of Ringo's Desert, part 1, where I listen to it, I go, oh yeah, I could definitely, this sounds like Zoo in a very good way, just more vocals.
In a complimentary way, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Zoo is like on a pedestal.
Yeah, I feel so. There are parts of this album that felt like definitely callbacks to different earlier eras of electronic music, even pre-2010, like rave Renaissance era. Like
you go like Faxing Berlin era, like 2007-ish.
Oh, I can even do a step earlier. Vault's the song that's a little bit further down past a pretty decent song, Blind, and a pretty decent feature with Gallant. But Vault sounds like straight like 2002 Paul Oakenfold. Like
all
that
right.
techno, like, sort of,
it's like the straight tech, yeah.
Yeah, and it's all in the drums. It's like that, like sort of pre-industrial, like again, used sort of as a 4/4 standard beat, not experimental industrial as you have today, but like that industrial sort of clangy, fast-paced sort of sound feels like you're in a car chase. At a
yeah, it's like Amelia Land style, like that young Belgian Dan, that young shut up, Bam. Belgian techno style, which I like a lot.
Yeah.
It honestly shocked me every song going into it. I was waiting to get disappointed and whatnot, but no song, like there's a couple songs that could have stood out, but it wasn't anything spectacular, but it was very solid, a lot better than I thought, because this is the last album I listened to this week. Because I saw, like, Kiesa was the first one, because I'm like, okay, let me see what happens. I was kind of let down a little bit by that. Fantastic Negrito, I'm like, okay, let me see. I have no idea who he is. I mean, listen to it. No idea going into it. Did end up enjoying it. And Bronson, I'm like, all right, fine. Let me get this over with. I go, oh shit, this is actually really good. This might be my favorite one of the week. So I was genuinely surprised. I like the last two songs a lot. Keep Moving and Dawn featuring Totally Enormous Extinct Dinosaurs, which I just love that name. It sounds like a random card you'd have in a Exploding Kittens, if you know that card game.
Yeah.
But it's fantastic. I think it's actually a pretty solid album and a really good feature album in that regard. So yeah, solid.
Loving it. Yeah, the end part, like you're talking about, especially around Keep Moving and shit, is a really nice, solid ending to it. It's a nice piece put together. Like you said, it's 10 songs, 39 minutes long. I don't know if we even did the specs in the beginning, but it's a passive experience. It not a lot of electronic projects really get to this level of feeling complete and solid. Not it's complete as in it's telling a full story, but it's a good collection of songs that plays through well together. I can pick most of these apart, and even the songs I don't love on these or that don't stick out the most, I think are decent callbacks to subgenres or good attempts to where, like, yeah, I'd be super down for a future B2B with Odessa and Golden Features as Bronson, because this was
that would
really
be pretty
solid
sick.
effort.
Yeah,
This is a really solid effort. I'd love to see what they do and what they experiment with, especially in a live set.
For sure.
Yeah, this could be a very to cap a really interesting conversation we've had around this album. This could be a really interesting sort of beginning new renaissance point for EDM because of
I hope
with
so.
COVID and everything. We sort of got ahead of the game and we said that like indie would be the next interesting point, and now like a year and a half later, it's just everything's blossoming. So I'm just gonna like wishfully place that thought
please,
into the air.
because we were right with indie, so let's be right with EDM. Like, please get back to like the golden age.
Yeah, I want to be Golden Features. I want to be right less because of bragging rights, but more because of my ears.
Right.
Arbitrary Scale.
This is a solid Harry S. Truman.
Wow.
It's a solid, like, you know, you got to be bog standard American right after one of the greatest presidents ever, FDR. After he dies, you're like, we're gonna nuke everything, and after that, we're gonna bomb Korea a lot, and then we're gonna make the Truman Act, which starts like 4 wars after that. So, you know, why not?
Keep moving.
Keep moving. Stay hard.
Just do it. I'm going to give this if we're going in that direction, Dan Quayle.
Dan Quayle, all right.
Yeah, just a little, he's just a guy. He's just a dude who's from suburbs of Arizona. He's a nice guy. Not weird. No.
Nice guy.
No interesting political scandals or potential issues with his background whatsoever.
You know, sounds like a nice guy, right? We'd shake hands with him.
His handshake, it's limp.
Oh, Lord.